Ever since I started working from home full-time in 2019, I have desperately wanted to upgrade my laptop workstation into a full-fledged desktop workstation. Well, today is that day. I am so excited to share with you today my updated home office, home studio workstation setup. First and foremost, I want to start with the desk itself. The folks over at Flexispot reached out a while back and asked if I wanted to try any of their standing desks for my home office. After taking a look at their website and checking out some reviews, I happily accepted. I've been using the desk behind me here for about a month now, and it has truly exceeded my expectations. I opted to go with their Pro Series EC5 model and the solid walnut tabletop. It has a really incredible range that gets lower than I need when I'm sitting and actually higher than I need when I'm standing, and the quality of the tabletop is absolutely excellent. The frame is super sturdy and durable. I haven't had any issues with wobbling. The motors seem more than adequate to raise and lower even with all of the equipment that I have on my desk. The walnut tabletop is amazing quality, especially considering the price point. That was probably my biggest shock when I first saw the desk after setting it up. The setup process was really easy and intuitive. I think it took me about 30 or 45 minutes to set up initially, and I loved my main workstation so much I actually reached out to see if I could get a second one for my main filming desk as well. It's really great to have those height adjustments here when I'm filming, but even more so when I'm working. You know, we've all heard the benefits of standing desks. I actually have scoliosis and a handful of other back problems, so I'm usually finding myself fidgeting and moving around. I do like to change it up every once in a while and be able to stand up and stretch my legs while I'm still being productive and working, and then I can sit back down and I can really dial in that height adjustment when I'm sitting for the optimal ergonomics. The Pro Series desks have 3 different memory settings as well, so you can have one for sitting, one for standing, and if you do share the desk with a partner or significant other, they can have their own preset as well. You can really get everything fine-tuned and dialed in to your liking. The last month or so of working at my new workstation has been a complete joy and pleasure. Really blown away by the quality and the pricing that they have to offer. I have a 60-inch by 30-inch tabletop for my main workstation and a little bit smaller 48 by 24 for my filming desk here. Be sure to check the link in the description for Flexispot if you're interested in picking up a standing desk. These are definitely great quality for the pricing that they're offering. Aside from having the standing desk to be able to really dial in that height properly, I have a few other things that help me stay comfortable and aligned while I'm working. First off is my chair. I have the Herman Miller Aeron Chair. It is a very expensive chair that you don't have to pay full price for. The Aeron chairs have been an office standard for a very long time, and because of that, they have a thriving resale market. I bought my chair back in 2018 for $250. I found someone that was moving and needed to get rid of it fast, so I got a really good deal on it. The other really great thing with getting such a popular and high quality chair is the ability to repair and replace items if anything happens to it. I've actually made 2 repairs to my chair since I got it back in 2018, and that was only possible because it is the level of chair that it is. If you get some cheap basic chair that's new, if it breaks, you just kind of have to throw it out and buy a new one. I'm always a big fan of kind of trying to keep that buy it for life mentality as much as possible. The lumbar pad on the back of my chair broke a while back and I was able to find a replacement. I also had a break in the arm bolt a couple years back and was able to find a replacement bolt really easily and repair it myself. Just really great to have those items that you can repair and replace, and it's really a chair that's meant to last a lifetime or decades at very least. To pair with the chair when I'm sitting, I found a nice basic footrest to put under my desk. I can't remember the brand off the top of my head, but I'll put a link in the description. Having that footrest makes a huge difference for ergonomics and comfort for extended editing sessions for me. Getting into the actual items on my desk, I have some of the most beautiful desk accessories that I've ever seen thanks to a local company here in Portland, Oregon named Grovemade. They make really high quality handmade desk accessories that fit my aesthetic perfectly, trying to go for a little bit of a mid-century minimalist sort of aesthetic. I have the walnut desk shelf, which looks absolutely beautiful, and I got so lucky in the fact that it matches and pairs perfectly with the walnut tabletop from Flexispot. Having that desk shelf allowed me to kind of tuck away some of my peripherals while still having them easily accessible, which is really important for me when I'm video editing. There's a little bit more equipment involved than standard office work. To pair with the shelf, they also make a matching desk tray, which just looks absolutely beautiful and gorgeous. It has a nice metal finish on on the exterior, and then nice softer material on the inside so you don't damage anything that you store in it. I have my pen and pencil set I got from Modern Fuel, which has been really great, and then I normally will just keep little peripherals and dongles there if I need them. Above the desk tray, I have a Grovemade notepad. Like I mentioned a couple weeks ago, I've been trying to handwrite more of my notes instead of typing them out. It definitely makes things a little bit more seamless during my editing process, and it's just been nice to kind of have that handwriting as opposed to typing. I also got one of their desk pads to help protect the tabletop. It's the dark wool felt. I got the medium plus size. Looks absolutely amazing. I actually went and paid out of pocket for a second one for my console table, so it kind of ties the room together a little bit more. I was happy to pay for the extra myself after seeing the quality of everything that they sent to me. It truly is craftsmanship and quality on an entirely new level. Ambient lighting and bias lighting is always something that's been really important to me, and redoing this setup I wanted to make sure that I got it right. The setup I have utilizes two Philips Hue strip lights. I got one to run behind the actual desk itself and another strip light to run around the external monitor. In my opinion, it really takes the aesthetic to a whole new level and makes the whole desk pop. I typically keep it to a warmer tone to match the Edison bulbs I have in my office, but I do have an RGB preset that I put on when I'm playing video games. In addition to the Hue strips, I also have a BenQ Screen Bar Plus above my monitor. This was something I was very hesitant on, but they offered to send me one out to try, so I figured I would try it and just send it back if I didn't like it. And oh my gosh, I don't think I could go without it now after using it for the past month. They have a really unique mounting design, so it fits well on any external monitor. I was a little bit hesitant about that, but the bigger concern I had was glare or reflections onto my monitor. I do a lot of color and light critical work when I'm editing videos and photos, so I didn't want to have any sort of screen glare or problems from it. But the way that they designed it, it doesn't come in contact with the screen at all and just adds an extra layer of bias lighting to your workstation, and has arguably become the most important light of the setup for actual functional use. It has an ambient light sensor, so it can auto dim depending on the lighting in your environment, and you can also change the color temperature from really cool to really warm. I tend to keep it on that warmer color to match everything else. But overall, I'm thoroughly impressed, and all of my concerns really went away immediately on day one. Moving on to some of the tech and peripherals on the desk, I'll start with my audio setup. I've been using the JDS Labs Element 2 as my headphone amp and DAC for about a full year now and really love it. Running into the amp, I have the Sennheiser HD6XX. It was a Drop.com Sennheiser collaboration that they've done a few runs of over the years. It's essentially the Sennheiser HD650s, but at a way lower price point. They're open back headphones, so they have a really great sound stage, and for, I believe they were $250, they just sound really incredible and definitely compete with the HD650s that I believe are normally $500 or $600. I also have a pair of studio monitors. These are definitely more budget focused and consumer focused. I use them more so for consuming media than creating it. I'll typically use my headphones for any actual audio critical work, but then I'll use my monitors if I've already done all of the processing on my audio, or if I'm watching, YouTube or Netflix or something like that at my desk. The monitors are from PreSonus. They're the Aeron 3.5s. It's $100 for the pair, so they are extremely inexpensive. So don't expect any really high-end audio experience from them, but for $100, if you go into it with proper expectations, they really sound great, and I've been really happy with them. The monitor is actually a new purchase of mine as well. I got it around a month ago with the desk, so this is kind of an initial impressions. It's a 32-inch 4K LG ultrafine monitor. It's one of their budget options actually. It was right around $400 or $450 when I picked it up. For video editing, color accuracy is really important, so I was a little hesitant going kind of more in this budget range for the monitor, but I was able to pick up a color calibrator as well to pair with it. So after the calibration, it's actually really accurate, and I've been shockingly impressed with it. It's about a quarter of the price of the other monitors I've been shopping for a couple of years now, and I'm definitely glad I pulled the trigger on the budget option. Under the desk shelf, I have a couple of more items. One is a magnetic charger from RavPower, kind of their version of MagSafe. I actually affixed it to the table with 3M poster strips, so I don't use it like a regular MagSafe charger, but it's nice to be able to put a wireless charger there and kind of have my phone or my AirPods AirPods snap into place, so I'm not trying to fiddle with finding the right spot on the wireless charger. I also have my Xbox controller. You know, when I'm not out hiking or backpacking or working, I'm usually playing video games when I'm at home. I have the OG Xbox One still set up, but I am so happy to report that after a year of trying, I am getting the Xbox Series X. It's currently shipping to Best Buy right now. I was able to snag one the other day, so I am beyond excited and have like a 20 game list of games to play this winter before backpacking season starts again in the spring. So for now I have the old Xbox One, but that will be changed out to the Series X very soon. Video editing 4K footage for year after year after year usually creates some storage problems that you need to find solutions to. Recently made some upgrades for my older 8TB standalone desktop drives and got a 2-bay system from Yada Master, I believe. It was some weird off-brand, but I really liked the look of it, and I knew it was going to be on top of my desk, so I wanted to make sure that it looked nice as well as being functional. Inside of the enclosure, I have two 16TB Seagate Exos drives. They're actually a little bit cheaper than the Iron Wolf drives and have the same speed. I have them set up in RAID 0, so I have one single 32TB storage solution in this compact size, and then I back everything up to the cloud. To be able to achieve that sort of single cable, just plug and go laptop solution for my workstation, last year I picked up a CalDigit TS3 Thunderbolt Dock. The TS3 Plus has been great for me after over a year of using it now. It has just about every peripheral attachment you could ask for with the exception of HDMI, but you do have a display port and plenty of USB-C and Thunderbolt ports. So everything I've talked about, all of the peripherals and everything all run into the TS3 Plus, and I have that actually mounted under my desk. I've also gone full MKBHD on my peripheral setup and have a trackpad, keyboard, and mouse. I was exclusively a laptop user for all of my professional work from 2008 until this year. I was really hesitant just to get a mouse and not have a trackpad after getting so used to the trackpad and the gestures and using it in place of a mouse for over a decade exclusively. So I have a Magic trackpad and keyboard in space gray that I picked up last year and continue to use and love, and have recently picked up an MX Master 3 to pair with it. I was legitimately worried about moving away from the trackpad and it really messing up my workflow, but I've been really happy with the MX Master 3 and totally get why it's the obvious default choice for so many people. And last but not least, we have the brain for the entire workstation, and that is a 2018 i9 MacBook Pro. It has been a pretty solid workhorse for me over the years, but that thing gets extremely hot all the time and the fans kick up all the time and they are super loud for no reason. Even right now as I'm recording, the fans are going behind me. I'm not sure if you can hear it in the audio, but I'm not doing anything on that laptop. There's nothing being backed up or transferred. It is just sitting idle with the fans kicking on. As I move into year 4 with that computer, I have been thinking about making an upgrade, especially after the announcement of the new M1 Pro and M1 Max MacBooks. But what I'm really hoping for next year is that they announce an M1 Pro Max Mac Mini. We'll see what Apple announces though. I'm not in a huge hurry. My laptop is a little slow and a little loud, but it still gets the job done for the most part. But I do a lot of multicam 4K editing, and that thing gets bogged down from time to time for sure. But that about wraps it up for the desk tour. It has just been a complete dream for me getting to fully flesh out a workstation for home. I used to have to run my business out of my backpack for a lot of years, and since I've been working from home full time, I've just had that itch to have that permanent setup. Thank you all so much for watching this one though. I'll be making a separate video covering my entire studio tour. I'm doing upgrades outside of the desk, as you can see as well. Still have a few things in the works to get dialed in and figured out before I share with everyone, but that'll be coming soon as well. Be sure to leave your questions down below, and I'll talk to you in the next one.